Hi friends, MD Vegan. I make another cucumber salad. That's one of my classics. And this time I already sliced my cucumber. Here that is a Spanish, French, Japanese, or whatever you want to call it, cucumber with a thin peel anyway. And the thin slices are possible because I have a mandolin. I show you that later, and I even demonstrate how to slice an onion with the mandolin today. Usually I would show you how to do it with a cucumber. Today I show with an onion. But first, a nice dressing is needed. And I made the dressing before. I always refine my dressings. That is a video recipe. Video recipe is not a written recipe. Many people ask about the measurements, and so I say, okay, I try to give you the measurements, but I write them down only after a year or so or later, when I have made the recipe several times. Like now I do it for a fourth or fifth time, this recipe with a cilantro cashew cream. Here, I have a handful of cashews. That's the base of many dressings, cashew cream. And then I add lime, in this case, for the cilantro. Cilantro here, that is the main flavor of this dressing. It's a half bunch of cilantro. You see this beautiful, very subtle kind of, let's say, also Chinese parsley, Asian parsley they call it too. It's all, but it is, this recipe is more like a Mexico flavor. Here with a lime. And this is one lime, and I combine that with the cilantro. It can go right in there, doesn't matter. But the thing is, today I try something new a little bit with this dressing. I had to do it several times. I try to change a little bit the proportion, the measurements. And that's why if you ask me the measurements, it is an easy one, because with a small number of ingredients, you pretty much figure out the obvious measurements by yourself. It's so easy. You can't put 3 limes in there. It's obvious it wouldn't work. You can't put 2 cups of cashews in there. It would be obviously too much. So you have a cup of cashews, half a cup of cashews for one portion. That's usually it. And now the thing I try today is use a little bit more lime, perhaps. Usually I have a half a lime. Now I put a half in first, and I wait after the second blending if I can do another half a lime. So usually I have half a lime. This time I'm open to try 1 lime or more than half a lime. Let's see. But first, the usual ingredients here for this dressing would be Himalayan salt, a heaping teaspoon, a little bit more than usual. I have a little bit of chili powder, not too much, 1/3 of a teaspoon, 2 dates, that is a good measurement, and a nice piece of garlic, fresh garlic. A nice piece, one clove or so, large clove, 2 cloves. It's very nice. Cilantro has a strong flavor, and it likes a balance with garlic, lime, and these things. So, and only half a cup of water to begin with. A little bit of cilantro in the water, doesn't matter. So half a cup to begin with. Always not too much. And this is a first blending, and then I taste it, and I may decide to put more lime. Let's see. Blend your hands. Quickly check the flavor and the texture. Before now, the cashews and the dates, that is the firmer ingredients, with less water, they will soak a little bit, and then in the second blending I get the perfect texture. But now, the flavor, as opposed to the texture, it also plays into the flavor, but let's see. You know what? I'm not so sure whether what's nice. A lot of salt here. I would put a quarter more of lime. Put it in a short blending. because you have a little bit more an intense flavor for the dressing. And that's usually nice for a good salad, because you want to have a little bit of over seasoning in a dressing, because in a salad the ingredients are covered with the dressing, and then the dressing dilutes a little bit, it loses some intense flavor. So you over season the dressing to make it perfect then when it's in the salad. To be correct, you would always, the chefs always say that, the professionals, they say you have to taste the dressing together with the ingredients of the salad to get the right flavor. So let's see. Taste it again. Yes. Oh yeah. I put the rest of the lime into it. It's strong. Let it sit for a moment, and then I blend it again and put it over the salad and try again. Because especially with the cucumbers, they release a lot of water, and that will, of course, also change the flavor of the dressing. More water, less flavor. So it's maybe a good idea to over season this one a little bit more. So that's why I try a little bit more. And here, this is what I want to add to the cucumber salad, a red onion. A little bit too much, maybe for the whole salad, but I will have it in my hand, and it's easier to hold it. If I have the whole one, the rest will go into the refrigerator for the next salad or so, wherever I need the onion for. This is a mandolin. See, mandolin here is a little tool to make the blades here finer and larger. Here. And then you have a very sharp blade here. It's a V shape, and that makes it very efficient. You can make these wonderful slices with the cucumber. See, this is a very thinly sliced cucumber. It's perfect for a cucumber salad. You can make all kinds of shapes, of course, but if you want to slice, the mandolin is the way to go. Even the big chefs use it in the large kitchens. They love mandolins. Very helpful. You get a little bit used to it, but with this it makes it a lot easier. This is a so-called cut-resistant glove. They are not like heat-resistant gloves for the oven, to take something out or so. This is a cut-resistant glove. That means the texture here, the textile, the fabric, is really, you cannot cut into that easily. You have a sharp knife, the mandolin is very sharp, you can't get through it. You touch the mandolin slide by doing this, with the onion, for example, and you haphazardly, by mistake, you touch with the finger the blade. Usually, without the glove, you would have a very deep scar maybe afterwards. That's very very dangerous, because you have a lot of speed and power. You want to press it, but with this glove, it's a game changer. It's so much fun to work with a mandolin with that glove. I would say when you buy a mandolin and get one, you always would get such a cut-resistant glove. It's not too expensive, it's very inexpensive, but you have to order online. Usually in the shops they don't have it. That's very special considered. I didn't find it so for years and years until I got it online, and then I found it was easy, so I have it now. So now I try now how thick the slices will be. I try first now. Let's see. Yeah, that looks nice. I show you here. So I check now the thickness of the slices. Looks very nice. You see, it's pretty thin. That's okay. So I don't need to adjust it. It's okay. And I continue. It's so much fun to cut an onion like that. So if you have a little bit of distance like this, and you only breathe in your not in your nose, you open the mouth. Usually we shouldn't open. You should not breathe through the mouth usually, because when we breathe through the nose and cut the mouth, then the air is cooled in the nose, and the nose there's many receptors, that are activated by breathing. Breathing is very healthy, connected to the brain, and it balances your brain. It's very important to breathe through the nose, but there's another topic. So usually we would breathe through the nose. But when cutting an onion, you take a little bit of distance and open the mouth and breathe. I do that. Breathe through the mouth, and then you won't have tears in your eyes. Usually when cutting onions, it brings tears to many people's eyes. I found if I do that like this, a little bit distance, and I open the mouth, I breathe through the mouth, not through the nose, then I won't have tears in the eyes when cutting an onion. So I have now a bit more. That's okay, not too much. I don't want to have too much of an onion to make the salad so heavy. You see, I have a little bit more than half of this large onion, this beautiful cut you see. It's very hard to do that with a knife. It's a little bit more than half, but it is enough for a salad here, I would say. And it's very easy to wash the mandolin. Here is what I have. Now I need the glove, don't leave the glove anymore, and you see what I have here. Are these beautiful slices. That's what I like most for a cucumber salad. Yeah, I just put them now into ringlets. I just do that like this, and you have these onion rings. That beautiful. That is nice, very nice for a cucumber salad. And you have this, when you have these slices, these thinly sliced onions, especially the red ones, then you put the dressing over it, and the dressing will wash out the hot flavor, the sharp flavor of the onions, goes into the dressing, makes the dressing even more delicious, if you have the right dressing. And the onions are not that hot anymore. They are like a vegetable more. So it's important how to cut the onions. If you have these thin slices, it's very nice for the onions to transform into a vegetable in the salad when they are raw. Now I put the cucumber in, one cucumber, as I showed you before. And this cucumber salad is with a tomato. It's a tomato cucumber salad. You have beautiful tomatoes here. Summer is coming. Get the beautiful tomatoes. I cut them into these little slices too, you know, these segments, thin. Yeah, so that is intact here, and don't destroy this part here. Where the liquid here, the liquid part of the onion, of the tomato, hangs on the middle. If you cut in the middle right through, then you lose the liquid part of your tomato, goes into the salad. This way cutting makes leaves the onions more as is. They will be a little more beautiful. That's it. Yeah. So you can also, of course, cut your onions in the way you like, the tomatoes any way you like. I want to point out that why I choose this shape of my tomatoes. Just pointing it out. Why? You can do also, of course, others are maybe as well. I cut out a little bit something black here, something dirty from the tomato. I forgot. That's easy. Now, so onions, cucumbers, tomatoes, and one chili pepper. After all, it's a Mexican dressing here with the cilantro cashew cream. That's a Mexican flavor, I would say. And chili is a perfect Mexican add-on for the salad. So that's what I have now. I'll go back to my dressing, my cilantro cream dressing. Cashew, yeah, looks nice. It has now a thickened up a little bit. Cashews and dates, they soak, make it thicker, and I will blend one more time to give it the right texture. I don't need more water because that will already come from the tomatoes and from the onions. By the way, did you know that tomatoes and cucumbers actually are fruit? Botanically speaking, they are fruit. They are so light, so fresh, they're full of water. They have the seeds inside, that's why they are called fruit. But tax laws in America, I read about that. Tax laws for export, import. They define tomatoes to be vegetables because that is better for their taxes. So crazy world. But botanically, they're still fruit. In the kitchen, of course, we call them vegetables, yeah, because we use them in a veggie dish. Yeah, crazy. So don't give too much about the wording of the food. It's always have always different reasons, various reasons for why they are called fruit or vegetable or seed or berry or so. These reasons may not add up to all the logic we have. So let's taste it. Oh yeah, that's an intense flavor. More salt, more lime. Very nice. And the creaminess is perfect now. I show you what it looks like. I'm looking forward to really a flavor explosion with this salad. You see the dressing, it's creamy, it's a nice texture. Pour it over the salad. It's not too much. It doesn't need it, it's not needed too much. Maybe I scrape it out a little bit with the tool for that, but later I just show you what it looks like. I toss a little bit, toss my salad, because all the ingredients, all the cucumbers, especially all the onions, they have to be tossed now with the dressing. I want to taste it. I want to taste it with the dressing. It's curious. It's just a classic salad, you know, cucumbers, tomatoes, creamy dressing, but this one is still special to me. I never made it before. It has this very exciting Mexican flavor with the tomatoes together here. Let's see, I'm very excited. I want to know what it tastes like. And it's a more intense flavor this time. I tweaked the dressing a little bit. I made it taste more intense. Now, let's see if that worked out. Get a little bit of onion, a little bit of tomato, a little bit of everything, and there we go. Oh. Wow. Perfect. So good. There's a strong flavor from this little bit over-seasoned dressing. It's perfectly diluted in these fruity, fresh, water-rich salad ingredients. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe and be vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.